Doctor?
Doctor.
We got some doctoring to do.
We do. Revisitation. Just like you go to the other doctors, you schedule another appointment for,
You gotta follow up.
Yeah.
You gotta follow up. Follow up on your sleep paralysis demons.
Yeah.
You gotta see how they're doing,
Yeah. You can chase away sleep paralysis demons with a good spilt.
Spilt for all your demon paralysis needs.
Ooh. With the old nitro brewski. Diarman?
Mm-hmm.
I was working the other day on B shift, and he was like, "Hey, have you ever tried Spilt?" And I was like, yeah, we're a sponsor. We're on affiliation, but yes, I have." He's like, "Oh yeah, my dad's buddy is the owner of Spilt."
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Hook us up, dude.
I know.
So are they like Utah only or what?
It's a Utah based. I think they live in, or it's based in Lehigh. So yeah, get yourself some Spilt.
So you're gonna talk to his dad to talk to his buddy?
I don't know. I was like, oh.
Oh, this is what we're missing. I'm like, the lighting is so weird right now, and I don't get it.
Hey.
There it is.
Here we go. Oh yeah, the red light. Right.
That's what it was. Because I was like,
It's so flat.
what was going on? I don't get it. Because you need that red light special all through the night.
The red light special.
All through the night.
I was trying to think of what the second line is.
I'll give you what's yours. I'm yours.
If you want it
Tonight. Yeah, we're gonna start we're gonna start the new TLC.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we should just do like 90s R&B cover band.
But just be really bad at it.
Yeah, really bad.
Hell yeah, dude.
R&B, really bad.
Really bad. Just be doing Motown Philly and it just sounds terrible.
Motown Philly back again. Do.
Hell yeah. Anyway, let's get on topic here. Sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis. We've talked about it before.
We have, and there was an episode way early on. In fact, it was the first episode of the show. But since we're kind of going to revisit some here and there, might as well start with number one.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've learned a little bit about it from a kind of a scientific aspect.
That's what I was going to do. Oh, yeah, I can't. I was going to go back and re-listen to the first episode, but it's not there on my Spotify anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like the first 10 or something are cut off on Spotify.
Weird.
Like, I can see it on my Spotify, but other people can't. I mean, that was a good episode, but some of those other first 10 are not, so it's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah, I just wanted to go back and see, because I wasn't in that episode, I wasn't part of that episode, so I wanted to see what your views were on it in that episode and see if they've changed at all.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, I haven't re-listened to it either, but as I recall, I felt it was, there was a scientific reason, like a biological reason for sleep paralysis, but it had something more to do with the paranormal. I don't necessarily feel that way anymore.
In which way?
In that I don't feel it's paranormal. I'm not saying it's not. It's difficult for me because I don't experience that. So it's, I think there's something else to it. I just don't think it's paranormal. I don't think it's actual demons or shadow people. I think it's more of a coding error, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Sure.
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Maybe we can talk about what exactly sleep paralysis is for people who haven't experienced it, and or maybe have experienced it but haven't really looked into what it is.
I think first, let's talk about your sleep paralysis experience, because you've kind of touched on it here and there, and like, give us the full story.
Okay. So I've had it happen a couple of different times. And it seems to me like doctors talk about, like, you'll have more sleep paralysis episodes if you are like sleep deprived, or if you're possibly on some kind of medication, like coming on or off of these different medications or whatever. All the times that I've had it, I never really was any of those things. It was just something that happened. The first time that I remember it happening was I was probably maybe 15 or 16 years old. Could have been even younger. Between 13 and 16. I remember I was going to sleep, and I like went into the room, got ready to go to sleep, laid down, and I was laying there, and it felt like, to me, like the whole room was just starting to get heavy. Like, it felt like the darkness was getting thicker in the room, and it felt like what people talk about in like a demonic sense of like an evil presence entering the room and surrounding me, and I didn't feel good. In my mind, I hadn't even fallen asleep yet. I was still wide awake, like, trying to go to sleep. And so I was like, oh shit, this is probably not a good thing. So I tried to sit up, and I was going to get up and leave the room. And right as I went to like sit up, it just felt like something jumped on top of me and pressed me down into the bed and was choking me. Couldn't breathe, and I was trying to scream, like trying to yell out for help for, my brothers or my mom and stepdad, who were in literally right across the hall from me. And I couldn't do any of those things. I was pinned down, the arms to my side like this, and then I was trying to, like, with everything that I could, like, slide or roll off this side of the bed just so I could get whatever it was off of me. It felt like it was a person, so I couldn't see anything. Mm-hmm. Of course, the room was, like I said, like, it just felt like it was getting darker and darker the whole time. So eventually I was able to roll off onto the side, like off of the side of the bed, and I hit the ground, and then I jumped up and ran over to my mom's room. It was probably 10 o'clock at night. Mm-hmm. She was just in bed watching TV, and I went in there, and I was just like standing there and sat down in her bed. Didn't tell her what happened because I thought it was kind of weird, but I didn't want to
freak her out.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So that was the first time that I remember it happening. The other two times that it happened for sure, one of them I was definitely asleep. Because I was having a dream that I was, and this was when I was maybe 21 or so. I was having a dream that we were at some party. Like, I don't know. It was at some party, and it was like I remember it was a split level house. Kind of like the setup of your house here, where you like split and you come up the stairs and go living room and then the kitchen. And the kitchen had like a big glass sliding door that goes out onto like a patio outside deck. And I was walking around this house, and it was like super familiar to me. I knew the house, but I didn't know whose house it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew the house, and maybe it was just because it was like a atypical split level house that I've seen 100.
A Rambler.
Yeah. And so I'm like walking around, and there's people all over the place, and then went outside, and I came back inside, and I closed the sliding door, and I could see my reflection inside the mirror, inside the sliding glass door. And there was something behind me, and as I turned around to see what it was, I just fell down onto the floor, like something had gotten into my body. It felt like it was something, like a different spirit got into my body. And I felt like I was on the floor, kind of like contorting like you see in the movies, demonic spirit movies, and I was like sitting on my butt, but like my hands were behind me like this, and I was kind of writhing in circles. And as I turned, and then like I was spinning on the ground and then turned back to where the sliding door was, I could see my reflection again on the ground, and it was me, but my face was like contorted into like the classic demon face you see in the movies. And so in that dream, I was like, I need to pray, I need to invoke Jesus' name. And so I was trying to do that in my dream, where I was trying to work my way to like get on my hands and knees. And at that point I woke up, and I was sleeping on the couch at my brother's house at the time, and I woke up and I was kneeling down on the side of the couch like in a praying position when I woke up. And remember, it felt like it's something like just zoomed out from out of the top of my head. And so I'm sitting there kneeling down, and I opened my eyes and I looked up, and I just see this like neon purple cloud just lifting and just going into a spot like this and then dissipating. So that was really weird. Just because of the fact that how did I get into that position? But, could have been my body reacting to my dream. I don't know. But it really felt like an evil presence. And then the last time, and I felt like, so this was like later on, I was probably 25 or 26. It was before I got married. Me and my wife, Kara, who I'm married to now, wasn't married to at the time, but she had an apartment like right over here in Kearns, and Jordan Landing, like right behind Jordan Landing. But we were sleeping, and I woke up, and I started feeling that like darkness again, and then I was like, fuck. I've been here before. And so at this point I like sat up really quick, and I was looking around just to see if anything was in the room or whatever. It felt like there was somebody else there, almost like somebody had broken into the house or something. So I'm just sitting there on the side of the bed, like looking around, didn't see anything. And so I laid back down, and then as I laid back down, I looked over, and Kara was sleeping, but she had her hand like up, and she was on her back, and she had her hand like she was stretching, almost like this, with her hand like up towards like to the wall. And so like I looked over and saw that, and you can see my shadow here on the wall, right? And so I looked over, and I was like, oh, that's weird. But the shadow wasn't coming from like here, it was like going up the wall and onto the ceiling. So it almost looked like there was a light illuminating from the bottom,
like
and
casting
then
the shadow
up and going like that. And so I looked over and I saw that, and as I looked up at the shadow like this, shadow went up onto the ceiling. It like raced up the ceiling and went out the window. Like the shadow went up like retracted up and then out the window.
Hmm.
And so I like woke her up and I was like, "Hey, are you okay?
Babe, go check that out."
Just making sure that she wasn't getting like attacked by an evil spirit or something in her dream. And she like woke up like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Oh, it was just, you know, making sure you're okay." But yeah, that was the last time that I remember it happening. There's been times where I feel like I'll wake up and I'll feel that heavy presence, and then like I'll wake up and kind of look around, and the longer that I'm awake, it just kind of dissipates and goes away. So, yeah, I don't know.
Very interesting. You know that feeling when a sneeze comes on, and then it's like, JK.
Yeah.
It was one of those, and it just leaves like your nose burning.
Yeah. What sucks is because I love to sneeze. It feels so good.
Oh, dude, I dad sneeze like a motherfucker, and I feel no shame about it.
I just like fucking spray mist.
It's like they say when that air leaves your like sinuses in your mouth, it's at like 40 miles an hour. Not mine. I can break glass with that. It's involuntary too. The dad sneeze.
Yeah.
It just comes out, and it's especially when it's like a sudden sneeze. You're just like, Sneeze!
I do sometimes like to hold the sneeze in, like that, because then it just like cracks all of my back. It feels so good. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I need.
I just save $50 on the chiropractor by holding in a sneeze. Or the really bad ones is when you sneeze and you're like, it's you, oh fuck,
Yeah.
God damn, being in your 40s sucks. So yeah, the second one where you kind of woke up and you were in that prayer position, to me that looks like your body is acting out your dream.
Right.
Like your rematonia didn't kick in, or your muscle atonia didn't kick in.
Mm-hmm.
So your body is actually physically moving.
But that is almost opposite of what you see in sleep paralysis, or the yeah, it could be the dream, and yeah, I just don't understand what this. And I remember it like the light or whatever it was that went away almost looked like, it was weird because it was big, like a big mass, and then it went into, and it looked like a butterfly, and it would just kind of went like this and then just dissipated into nothing. So again, is that my brain creating something?
Well, it would stand to reason that if your brain was going to create an image for you to kind of like book in this experience, it would be something positive or have some beauty to it. So putting it as a butterfly, which is like the least scary thing in the world.
Oh no, I hate butterflies.
Are you scared of butterflies?
A little bit.
You really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not that I'm afraid of them, I just think they're gross. The way that they fly, they're just like... like, fucking get away from me.
Like this gyrating butterfly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna land on you, Spence.
Maybe. No, sight.
You ever had something land on you all dainty like?
I think the butterflies are gross. They're creepy. They're a little like,
That's interesting. I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about butterflies like that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, they're beautiful.
They are beautiful.
But maybe that was part of the dream. It's like you already had this almost demonic-like experience, and you were contorted and you had a demon face. Let's just put a little cherry on top because I know you're afraid of butterflies.
Or maybe it's the image of the transformation is complete. Of like you've gone through this thing and now you're butterfly.
You popped out of the old chrysalis.
Yeah.
Could be.
Out of your cocoon, sir. Maybe, I don't know.
That's the interesting part, is thinking about it from that lens, like knowing that you don't like butterflies.
Yeah.
So maybe it's less like metaphorical and more, like I said, just a little cherry on top.
Yeah.
Hey, you know these gross things you don't like? Here you go.
Here, the demon came in the form of a butterfly. That's its final fuck you. Yeah, but I was just inside you, all up inside you.
Would have been even worse if the butterfly like got bigger and then it was holding you down. Like that was the succubus. It was the butterfly, and it's just like, you like that? You're just, I can't move.
Kind of.
Wait, keep going. That is an interesting aspect, is the incubus-succubus thing.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever heard of anybody having like an incubus or succubus thing was Scott talking about the succubus, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure you just had a wet dream.
Yeah.
And I hate to just reduce it down to say that instance in sleep paralysis is just like, it's just a really ugly wet dream.
Yeah, that's just a different aspect of like, because that's another thing that people talk about in sleep paralysis is these entities taking advantage of them. Mm-hmm. The incubus or the succubus. Incubus is the male entity of the rapey variety.
It attacks women.
Yeah. Mostly. Yeah. And succubus is the female version that will attack men. Mm-hmm. But there is a variety of different flavors of these demons that people see, sleep paralysis demons, but there's different categories of these different things, but they're typically the same thing that is seen all around the world.
Yeah. You know what?
For centuries.
I changed my mind about my notes. I'm going to need them. Yeah. Yeah. I got a runny nose now from that fucking non-sneeze. So there's 3 different categories of it. So there is the intruder, the incubus, the vestibular motor phenomenon, right? The intruder is the feeling of presence. Mm-hmm. Like there's something in the room with you.
Right.
You wake up and the room feels heavy, kind of like your first experience where it was really dark in there and it felt like it was getting darker and you weren't alone. And then the second one is the incubus, which is more of the interactive one. So the monkey or the demon, whatever you call it, the one that sits on your chest, the old hag, and the hat man. And then the vestibular motor phenomenon is the inability to move. So they don't all like pair up together. Mm-hmm. They're all just a little bit different. But that is where I get a little weirded out about it, where I still think that I'm not totally eliminating the whole paranormal aspect of it, is because so many people from around the world see the same things.
Yeah.
And that's where I kind of go like, is it a paranormal thing, or is it, like I said, a coding error? Like, in the same way that if you go into the DMT realm and you see the fairies or the goblins, whatever you call them, but other people experience the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's where I kind of question the coding error. Like, is it part of a simulation?
Yeah, I have to bring up like the notion of the terms that we use to describe these things. I think that when you're asleep, your subconscious is more connected to the reality of the conscious, the waking. It's more free of the waking physical limitations of your subconscious, like abilities to create reality. Mm-hmm. Right. So when you're dreaming, it feels super real, right? You're in this state, and your consciousness is creating this entire world that you're experiencing in your dream. Your brain is releasing a chemical to make it so that your body is not going to react physically to the actions that you're taking in this simulated reality in your sleep state. So like most of the time when you're dreaming, you're not like you're having the dream that you're doing these things, like walking around jerking off and having sex with somebody possibly, but whatever it is that you're doing in your dream, but your mind is creating it, and it is super real to you. It's seems like reality in your dream. So when you're coming out of this deep sleep and your body is still producing this hormone that makes pretty much paralyzes your body, your subconscious is still super active as you're waking up, and you start like seeing visions, or you're seeing like entities in the room, or you are just in that liminal space of where we are trying to take, like with binaural beats, when we do ghost investigations, to hemisync your brain. Could it be possible that as you're waking up and you're just in between this flux zone of like awake and asleep, that you're able to connect to these different realms or different dimensions where these entities do exist and can interact with you? Possibly.
Yeah, and it's funny you bring up hemisync, because I have this kind of like weird theory that I've been thinking about, and part of it is your muscle atonia that keeps your body shut down while you're in REM sleep. Is part of sleep paralysis is that your muscle atonia is working so good that it shuts down your breathing. All of your involuntary actions that your body requires for you to stay alive also falls into that, because you're in such a deep, heavy sleep that like your breathing shuts off, but you feel it's this demon or whatever sitting on your chest choking you. That's your mind trying to create an image to scare you, to try to like restart your system, because you don't die from it. You just wake up like because your body was just so fucking zonked out, and you didn't kind of click back in. So your body is like, I'm gonna make you see something scary that will force you to get up, that will force your mind to wake up and put all your shit back together, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The other theory I have is that maybe the people who suffer from sleep paralysis are actually gifted astral projectors, in a way. I think about astral projection instead of remote viewing, because when you remote view, you're awake.
Yeah.
So maybe you're supposed to be a really good astral projector, but it's underdeveloped. So there's kind of like this thin layer in between you being awake and asleep, but because it's almost like the police, they're going to keep you in your body by keeping you scared, so that you don't accidentally go too far or accidentally go out of your body. Yeah,
they're like the men in black of
the dream world.
Of the dream world, yeah.
I know that seems kind of silly, but it kind of makes sense in a way.
Yeah.
Because if you fall asleep and you hemisync, and then your soul tries to leave your body, but you don't know like how to do that or how to get back if you do, that there's some kind of presence is like, no, sit down.
Yeah. That's why one of the a very popular or a very common sleep paralysis demon is the Man in the Hat. Maybe he's just like that fucking investigator, trench coat, fucking wearing cop that's like smoking a cigar, telling you to stay in your fucking body.
He doesn't even say anything. He's just sitting there.
Yeah.
You're not going to get up, are you?
We're thinking about astral traveling, are you? I'd suggest not.
Maybe he even talks in that like 1940s sing-song kind of way. You weren't thinking about leaving your body, were you, kid?
That wasn't a thought you were having, was it?
You wouldn't dare while I'm standing here, would you?
It's possible.
That would take the piss right out of it.
Yeah.
You're just like, you look over in the corner of the room having sleep paralysis, and you see him there. Hey there, kid. How about a lucky strike? I'm not scared anymore.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that was just kind of a thought I had of like trying to still look at it through a paranormal lens, so I'm not totally dismissive of it. But I do think it is more of a coding error.
Yeah.
Because your alpha, beta, theta waves of your sleep, I didn't like delve into it as much as I wanted to. Just didn't have the time. But that's what happens when you have sleep paralysis, is that you're supposed to be combining the beta theta waves, but it's interrupted by the alpha waves.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're not quite synced up in the way you're supposed to when you try to sleep.
Yeah, I would think that totally makes sense, except for the just that the people of all these different cultures and beliefs and like throughout history are seeing the same entities. Sleep paralysis demons are experiencing the same things, like the old hag or the man in the hat, or if it's really your mind trying to show you something scary enough to wake you up, why is it so similar to the same thing? Because like us in the culture that we're raised in might have a different view of what might be scary, like butterflies, as opposed to like some indigenous person in the forest of the Amazon jungles, you know.
Yeah.
They might like see a jaguar or something like that, something that's actually scary. But they're like, people are reporting seeing these same entities or these same beings, which is like, that's why it puts it into the realm of like something that's happening that kind of crosses all the cultural barriers and cultural norms that might be considered scary to one person or the other, and takes it into a different realm of like, this is possibly the same thing, so what could it be?
Yeah, and that's where I kind of lean into, and I hate to say this, I'm more and more leaning into simulation theory without it being the Matrix.
Yeah. I think the Matrix is just an easy way to describe it to people, because we have that nomenclature of the understanding of what you're talking about.
It's definitely like a great allegory of, you're enslaved by machines, you're actually in these pods, and I don't see it that way, but it's like there is a zeitgeist for it, because you could say the Matrix and you go, okay, we're all living in a simulation.
Right.
Versus if I were to sit down and explain what I think it is, it'd be vastly different. But a lot of people don't have that same kind of, like, all the terminology and the lexicon to go with it.
Right.
So that you just go, the Matrix.
The Matrix. Okay, yes, I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But don't go all crackpot on me, which I'm 100% going to. But I kind of lean into the simulation idea, because that would explain why everybody across different cultures, across different times, are seeing the same things.
Yeah.
Same thing with the DMT realm, with all the people seeing the same creatures and things like that. It has more to do with, like, that's kind of pre-programmed. It's the, if there's a world between awake and asleep, then there has to be something kind of in between, that slipstream, if you want to call it that. So there has to be inhabitants of that kind of world in between.
It's like the part of the program that's running to keep these other programs running smoothly. The machine elves.
The machine elves. Yeah. And that's why they're there. They're like, no, you go back this way.
Yeah.
Boo! Till that hag comes at
really
me.
A butterfly?
The hag comes at me all laughing, cackling. Yeah, you think that's funny? Can't cackle with my dick in your mouth.
Watch me.
I'm just saying. Just turn the tables on them.
Yeah. If you really have the power to control yourself in the dreams, then just like...
Which is... Nah, don't pretend you don't like it.
Yeah.
Or like the Hat Man standing there smoking his cigar. You just walk up, push the cigar in his mouth.
You start haunting the Hat Man in his dreams.
Some like reverse Scary Terry shit.
Yeah. Oh, bitch.
Oh, bitch. I told you not in the house. I've been chasing everybody in their dreams so much I forgot to chase my own dreams.
So you've never experienced sleep paralysis?
Not that I'm aware of. I used to have nightmares a lot, but night terrors too. But I think those two are so closely related. They're like siblings.
Yeah.
Which night terrors is kind of the same thing with your muscle atonia isn't kicking in. So your body is trying to act out its dreams, which is why people who have night terrors are so vocal, where they yell and scream and they move around. But it's not that much different. And I think there's just a disconnect between having kind of a waking vision in sleep paralysis versus night terrors. You're just in the dream.
Yeah. Well, interesting. So you have written on the board here, could sleep paralysis be a cover of abduction of the alien variety?
You know what's funny is I wrote that down as I was watching videos and stuff, and I was kind of putting down some of these notes, but I came up with that of like, that's a cool question, And so this morning I was just trying to like prepare for this, and so I had old Chet make me a couple of topics to talk about. And that was one of the questions he posed too.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's a great idea.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I believe it or I don't believe it. I just think it's a really cool concept that perhaps you are being visited by aliens or abducted by aliens, but you only remember it through a kind of a human lens.
Yeah.
Where we see the Hat Man, but it's really like a gray or whatever. It's them kind of confusing our mind and seeing an object that we're familiar with.
Right.
Like we've all seen a dude in a hat. We've all seen a witch or the monkey, the demon, whatever.
Yeah.
So it would stand to reason of, it's kind of like wearing a mask to a bank robbery.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to be seen for what you really are, so you can confuse whoever you're attacking.
Or in the in Disclosure Day, where it kind of shows how the aliens would manipulate your mind so that you perceive them as something that is safe or not as foreign looking as they might actually appear to be. Maybe, yeah.
Well, I mean, especially if the alien species is like the mantis, the insectoids. Like, could your mind really comprehend a giant insectoid in your room, like probing you and shit?
I think that'd be way fucking scarier.
Exactly.
Than seeing just like a man in a hat, like, what the fuck is Inspector Gadget doing over there? As opposed to like, okay, I'm going to die now. So I was watching this documentary last night. It's called The Nightmare. I think it was a documentary from 2019, around the teens. But it's like strictly about these people that suffer from sleep paralysis. And one of the guys says that the first time that he remembers having a sleep paralysis episode was when he was really young, like 4, or he was in a crib, and he woke up and couldn't move, but then he saw these 2 beings come like into his room, and he described them as looking like gray aliens, like big dark eyes, but the weird thing was, like he said, their skin looked like TV static almost. Like that shimmering fuzz. So maybe that's, they were just trying to project something on a blank screen like a TV to show him something that is not as threatening as what they might look like, but
Very possible, or they were trying to project something and it just didn't work.
yeah,
You know, like they got the coding wrong,
yeah,
or the observer was maybe immune to it in some way.
yeah. But while he was talking about that, I was thinking, there was another guy that was talking about how a way that he was able to try to stop this sleep paralysis from happening was he would turn on a TV onto static, and that would kind of he would be able to sleep pretty well for a few months, and then it would start coming back, and then he would add another TV. Like after a while, he had like a room full of just like these TVs of static. He was like, which actually seems really fucking crazy, and so he was like, this is crazy, so he got rid of all the TVs, and then all of a sudden the sleep paralysis came back, but it was like much stronger. Which was almost like he was exercising, like fucking pumping up his his demon or whatever. But it got me thinking about like using a TV with static like that in a paranormal investigation, almost like in the same way, but like a spirit box, but a TV screen that has just like static on it.
I'm 100% on board. I remember watching that documentary to prepare for the first time, talking about sleep paralysis. I want to watch it again now, thinking about that. But I like that idea because you're kind of creating like a liminal space. TV static is either the, especially, you know, from the 90s or whatever.
Yeah.
It's either the space between channels or it's a channel with no signal. So it feels like a liminal space.
Yeah.
So maybe if you're, you know, perusing the spirit box or even a hex box that takes out all the actual radio channels, so you just hear that dead static, that and you're looking at it at the same time, maybe that might create some kind of hemi-sync feature.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to test this out.
Yeah, just gotta find one of those old. If you're out there listening and you have like an old TV set in your basement or something that you want to get rid of, that's not like too heavy.
Is it like this big?
Yeah. Hit us up, dude.
We have to give it a shot. Let's see, what do I have here? 25% of people have experienced sleep paralysis, but 5% regularly experience it. Do you think that's accurate?
I would think it's probably a little higher than that. Maybe people, I would say a lot of people have probably experienced it at least once or twice in their lives. I would think it. You just ask people if they've ever experienced it. Like you haven't.
That I remember.
That you remember. But like everybody in my family has talked about having experiences like that. Kara's had it happen. Most of the people in her family that I've talked to about it have had it happen to them. So I think it's a higher number than that, but most people don't suffer from it, or it's like not like a thing that happens to them all the time.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it could be because of that thing that they say that's like if you're super tired, or like if your sleep schedule is kind of fucked up, or if, you know, which kind of, like I was thinking about that they were talking about shift workers and people who have an odd sleeping schedule will usually have this happen to them more frequently than people with like a regular sleep schedule, which the whole time that I've been working on our schedule, like I haven't had it happen since then, so I don't know. But I do have sleep apnea, so could that be another like fact or another like additive to the reason why I experience these things, or
Very possible. I mean, because when you have sleep apnea, you're consistently waking up over and over. You're never in a deep enough sleep to actually reach REM sleep.
Yeah.
So probably saved you from quite a few.
Yeah. The old hag was like, fucking breathe, dude.
Yeah. They're just over there waiting in a corner, waiting for you to fall asleep.
Yeah, fuck. Wake up.
Shit. He's awake. Fuck. God damn it.
Fuck this guy, dude.
Go find somebody else.
Yeah, that chick sleeping next to him, she's asleep though.
I wanted that one. I'll settle for that. Yeah, it's with our DuPont schedule back and forth. Sleep is already a complicated thing for us, so it would suck so bad to have sleep paralysis on this schedule.
Yeah.
You finally get home and it's like, 8 in the morning and you're like, oh, can't wait to go to bed.
God damn it, dude.
And then you're so terrified you don't even want to sleep, and then you go to work the next day and you're a shitbag. Maybe that's why we have so many shitters at work. They're all suffering from sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis. The Hat Man's fucking dancing his way through the old fucking OT list. What's weird though in that documentary is that people like these people who are like experience it quite often talk about how they can feel that it's coming on also, like that they're going to have an episode where it, like, in most cases it starts in their feet and it feels like almost like that numbing sensation of like when your hands or something falls asleep, and then you just like it slowly moves its way up your body, and then they're fully into it. So like a lot of them say they know when it's going to happen and dread that whole process.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, man, that would suck even more. Like, you know that it's going to happen and still you can't do anything to stop it.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing that I do remember from doing the research last time, is like looking at a lot of people's kind of testimonials about it, and this concept that like you're good for months and everything's going great, and then you can feel that episode coming on, kind of like people who are manic, they could feel an episode coming on, which kind of like, I question, is it because things are going good that you almost subconsciously need that juxtaposition that forces it to happen? Even looking at it through mania of like, oh man, I've been great and healthy and I'm feeling great, I better have a manic episode just to even keel shit, Like, is that your subconscious's way of making sure that you don't kind of float away?
Maybe.
But yeah, that is the one part of it that I really feel bad for a lot of people who suffer from it, of like everything's hunky-dory and then you're like, fuck, I know I'm gonna have SP tonight.
Yeah.
God, that's gotta be so awful.
Yeah. I was thinking about like, so my daughter has epilepsy and she has seizures, but they're not like grand mal seizures most of the time. A lot of the times it's called a focal seizure, where it's like she'll be having a seizure, but her eyes are open and she can like communicate with you while she's having a seizure. I almost wonder if it could be something like that, like you're having an actual like medical episode where something is firing in your brain that just is a little bit abnormal, but not so much out of it, but it just happens when you're sleeping. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not that kind of doctor. But like when she is about to have a seizure, she can tell you that she's going, because she starts to see aura. Like she'll look at a person and can see like the aura around them, and can describe what it looks like. And she's like, I think I'm going to have a seizure. And then like maybe 5 minutes later, she'll have a seizure.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Because I've heard of a lot of people who can see aura. Because I think you can either see it or you can feel it. Because you walk into a room and you have that empathy thing we were talking about, where like everybody in this room is pissed off. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
But being able to see it would be really incredible.
Yeah.
But I think maybe kind of going back to your experience and comparing it to like my dreaming experience, we can look at it through like a paranormal lens where we've been together in places where you have seen things, but I have felt things. Think of the Airbnb in Roosevelt, where you've seen like a shadow person or that shadow darting across the wall. I didn't see anything, but I felt things.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just like it's the same thing, we just interpret it differently.
Yeah.
Because maybe you're more capable of handling it visually, but I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah. Sound, light, and frequency, like they say. It all comes down to it, and like what some person's ability to visually see something might be just because they're wired that way to be able to receive that transmission visually as opposed to audibly or like extrasensory of like feeling emotion or feeling like psi powers or whatever you might want to describe it as.
I see it that way.
Yeah.
It is kind of a psionic ability, but it's just a different version.
Yeah. Yeah, I really am curious to like, did I send you that thing about Elon Musk, like with the new Neuralink thing that they have for optical people with vision?
We talked about it, yeah.
Supposedly he's got this Neuralink thing that is for people who are visual, like can't see, seeing impaired people, and it'll be something that they attach right to the optic nerve, and then so you'll be able to see, like people who are blind will be able to see, and they'll also be able to see in ultraviolet and red light wave, like all light spectrums you'll be able to see in.
How cool would that be to be able to transmit what you see? Like you have a little Wi-Fi iPad that connects to your Neuralink.
You're like, yeah, you're fucking beating your dick again.
Or you're like having a sleep paralysis event, but it's all being recorded. And it's like you see the Hat Man, but well, you used to see the Hat Man, and after Neuralink, you're like, no, it's a fucking insectoid alien.
No, it's aliens.
And I got proof, bitch.
Yeah.
Or even ghost hunting with that would be like so cool.
Yeah.
Because you could just cut through all the bullshit. You're like, no, there's literally nothing there, you know?
Yeah.
Or you do see something, and you're able to capture actual evidence of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be tight.
You just have all the fucking gadgets the ghost hunter would have, but they're just in your brain.
You're like the go-go gadget. You're like, go-go gadget, EMF detector. You save so much money.
Dude, we could just pretend like the rest of the ghost hunters. We've got this new Neuralink from fucking Elon Musk. It's called Ghost Link, Paralink.
It's a subscription based. It's $800.
I only got the trial version.
Would you do that? Would you get the Neuralink thing?
If I was blind, probably.
What if it did other things?
I don't know. I think that at some point everybody's going to have to, just to be able to like stay competitive in a market. I don't know. Because like, think about our job. If you're like walking around and you can see the heat structure through the ovens or whatever, and it's like you don't need to like have the control systems because you can just see what's happening.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's the first step to the Matrix.
Yeah.
It's just like you're plugged in, you're jacked in. We're already super bad about that with our phones and TV and everything, where we're already kind of plugged into the system. Now you put a chip in your brain, you're 100% plugged into the system.
And you're just linked into all the information. it would be like, yeah, it would just be robots.
Yeah, and at what
I mean,
point,
we're already robots, but...
and at what point does, like, remote control come into play?
Yeah.
You think about, like, let's say there's an active shooter situation, but we all have the chip in our head where he's, you know, up there on the roof trying to shoot people, and they just go, boop, and he...
Yeah. Yeah.
Or think if you know, you're about to jump off a bridge or something and commit suicide, and they're just like, nah, hit the button. You latch onto it like a rope or something, and you can't even kill yourself.
Yeah.
You have power over nothing.
Yeah.
It'd be terrible.
It would be terrible. And at what point did they just start making you do shit that you don't really want to do?
Yeah. Like, did you ever see the movie Gamer?
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be like that, where it's like some fat slob is sitting in his chair controlling you to, like, do sexual acts with another person that you don't want to do.
Right.
Because it would become a game.
Yeah.
And it would sell because people are gross.
Yeah, that would probably be the first step.
Yeah, 100%.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, because it would be the new form of prostitution where you're basically like, yeah, you could take control of me for an hour for this amount of money. And then they just make you do all kinds of fucked up shit.
Yeah.
I'm not into it.
Yeah, there was it was like an art demonstration this lady did, and it was like,
yeah, where it's like you could come up and do anything you wanted.
Yeah, and she had like a table full of shit, like, a lot of it was like torture devices, like whips and chains and handcuffs and a knife and stuff like that. And she was just standing there and had a sign that said, "You can do whatever you want," or whatever. And it was like, it only lasted like less than 24 hours because people were just doing the most crazy shit.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
I remember that. And it was like almost every male that came across her did something sexual to her.
Yeah.
And that's so disgusting.
It is.
You know what I would have done? I would have gave that woman a hug. Say, don't do this.
Yeah. Put a fucking jacket around her.
Yeah. Hey, keep walking, fuckface.
Yeah.
Yeah, that disturbed me on like a deep level.
Yeah.
Like, given free reign on another human being, that's what you choose to do? Nah. Anyway, sleep paralysis. Do you think it's paranormal?
I don't know. I think that it is more than just a bad dream, for sure. I think that it's something that is happening to you, whether it is your own consciousness that's creating it, creating the sensation, creating the visions, or if it is your consciousness connecting to this other realm or other state of being for a brief moment. And I definitely think that it's something more than just a dream.
I agree with that. But again, you could be part of the simulation. It could be part of shared consciousness.
Yeah.
Which is why so many people see the same things across different cultures and different time periods.
Mm-hmm.
Where if we are all part of the same consciousness, wouldn't it stand to reason we would all see the same shit?
Yeah.
Similar to the one guy that all the people were dreaming about, the receding hairline and the thin lips, the creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
If I dreamt of that guy, I would remember it for sure. See, I think that's more of the explanation for me rather than just saying it's paranormal.
Yeah.
But I can understand why it would feel paranormal to somebody who's experienced it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely at the times that I felt it and the place that I was looking at it from, it was demons, for sure. Now I'm like, something happened, I don't understand it, but I can't describe it in this way that it's going to put it into the lens of a demon. I have to look at it as from a broader point of view of like, what is it?
Mm-hmm.
A wider view of not understanding it than just opposed to like, I'm standing over here describing it from this one lane of my understanding at that point in my life, you know.
I wonder if it's something that you could control. Kind of like
Freddy Krueger Part 3, the Dream, what is it? The Dream Warriors.
The
or
Dream
something?
Warriors, yeah. It would be so stupid, but it's so much fun.
Yeah, in that documentary, there's a clip, and it's like Johnny Depp is talking to Nancy, the girl, and he's like talking about this class that he's taking called Dream Skills. And I was like, oh, Dream Skills, huh? Is it Dream Skills or Dreams Kill?
Dreams kill. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
You know, come to think of it, there was a scene in the movie where he's like, when he gets taken into the bed, he's got his little TV right there. Now, I haven't watched the movie in a long time. Maybe he's watching TV static.
Maybe.
I'm going to have to go back and look at that. Maybe Johnny Depp figured it out.
Maybe Wes Craven is actually doing the same thing that Spielberg was, but on the sleep paralysis side of disclosure.
Ooh, maybe. I mean, it's kind of crazy to see like these inspirations come to life in these big kind of cultural way with that, or like James Cameron having a dream about this robot coming out of the fire and then he makes Terminator.
Yeah.
Or Spielberg having influence and then just making all these crazy big movies that change our culture. Although I tend to think the inception on Terminator and Freddy Krueger was more natural.
Yeah. Side note, did you know that Stitch has never seen the Indiana Jones movies? We should make that a segment in every movie, every episode. Movies Stitch has not seen. Indiana Jones. At least Raiders of the Lost Ark and or Temple of Doom. Sad.
I don't understand that at all. I get not like watching a lot of movies, especially nowadays. How the fuck do you go like 30 plus years of your life and you've never seen one Indiana Jones movie?
And granted, I don't know if he's not ever seen any of them. I just know Raiders and Temple of Doom are off the table.
See, that scares me even more, because what if he has seen one, but it's like Dial of Destiny? And that movie's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Why they made that movie, I'll never fucking understand. God, Stitch. Do you remember his story about sleep paralysis?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where he kind of like was able to turn to the wall and saw the white light.
Yeah.
I think he just turned to the wall and then got penetrated, but it's neither here nor there.
Yeah, he got the incubus for sure, dude.
Wouldn't that be the worst? To like suffer from sleep paralysis as like a heterosexual male, and then you get the incubus instead of the succubus. And just, oh God,
fuck. Yeah, that's what I told him. So he had these things that have happened to him in his sleep, sleep paralysis type situations, and then like started having gut issues soon after. I was like, dude, you got probed, bro. You live that close to Area 52, start having these night terrors and sleep paralysis episodes, and then belly aches all the time, buddy.
That tum-tum is screwed up for a reason. It's probably from that incident where he saw the skinwalker when he was a teenager.
Yeah.
And then after that, they're like, prime candidate, let's check him out.
Yep, he's able to see. And see if he likes this.
That's why.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, you're going to have to go back and listen to the Accesses of Evil. What was his episode?
Fuck,
the Access Powers. What were we talking about in that episode? We did 2 with him, right?
Yeah, maybe it was. I just remember we were just ripping on him the whole time. Stitch is a good dude. We just make jokes, and he's a good sport about it.
Yeah. He talks as much shit about me to me as I do to him, so appreciate the fella.
Yeah. Well, that's the way to be, instead of just being like, I'm going to go to HR because I'm mad. Pussy. Yeah. That's going to bug the shit out of me. I'm going to have to look up what that episode was.
Yeah. Go back through and just look for Stitch. I think it's in the titles. Sit down with the... he said something about, like, him being the Axis powers.
Yeah, because he's got, like, a great-grandma who's Japanese and, like, a great-grandpa who's German.
Yeah. He's got the name of a German, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, dude.
Faux show. If he could grow hair, he would definitely have the top knot.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to bug me. But, yeah.
You imagine having a top knot and a fucking Hitler stash? Like, you're doing big things, bud.
Did we just write a comic book villain?
I think so.
He's got like a samurai sword and a German Luger.
Yeah.
Going to take you all out. It would kind of stand to reason, though, now that I think about it, of thinking about his story of seeing the Skinwalker and living that close to Area 52, thinking about like the basement doors in that area in Tooele. And maybe he was abducted, but he thinks about it in a sleep paralysis way, because he did turn and face the wall and he saw a white light. Could that have been like them turning him over to shove something in his butt, but all he can see is the light from the operating room?
Yeah. That's all he was focused on.
I would too.
That's all you remember, because, like, yeah.
But
so yeah, I mean,
now his tum-tum's
if I
all
remember
fucked up.
correctly, the story was that he woke up or something and then couldn't move, and then he looked over to the doorway and saw this big shadow or something walking towards him, and so he tried to roll over, and he like rolled over onto his side and then just saw this like super bright white light, and then woke up. I could be wrong, but he's told me this story a few times, but like it's been a while since he told me. Then he said he was with his buddy and they were driving around Tooele, and this is when he was early 20s maybe, and saw this old guy running down the street, or walking down the street, and then the guy stopped and looked at them and like folded backwards and turned into a dog, and then ran down the street. And then shortly after that, like right after that happened, some lady comes racing down the street in her car, pulled over and asked them if they've seen an old man. She's looking for her dad because her dad went crazy or something like that.
I remember part of that story had like a van pulled up. Maybe I'm confusing it with something else, but like a van pulled up and the door opened and they grabbed the dog or something like that.
Oh, maybe.
Now I gotta go back and listen to that episode.
Yeah.
So, do you think in sleep paralysis you could control it?
Probably with practice. I know that watching that documentary with all those people in it, they said that they had tried to. Some of them say they found relief in like prayer and religion, and viewing it from like a demonic, like thinking it's something that is a demonic spirit, and so they handle it with like through the religious aspect of like prayer and saying Jesus's name, and like taking away the power through a power that is greater than whatever it is. could that be exactly what it is? It's just taking away that thing's power by by presenting something that has more power in your own mind. Mm-hmm. Like, for instance, like calling out Jesus' name or whatever. Mm-hmm. They just believe that that's the power, or is there really power there? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, because I think about it through kind of the paranormal lens that we use, where you get home from an investigation and you say your little mantra right before you go into your house, and we've had experiences where like that is proven very effective. Is the strength of your own conviction enough to overturn whatever's happening or change the dynamic?
Yeah.
Like, because I wonder, like, if I was having a sleep paralysis episode and I realized I was having one, if I could just use my own conviction to say, no, I'm in control of this. This is my mind. Could I change everything inside? Like, the Hat Man comes up to me and I could just snap my fingers and he turns into like a bunny or something.
Yeah.
Or, something harmless.
Yeah.
But at that point, are you astrally projecting? Are you just having a dream? Are you in this kind of liminal space between awake and asleep where your own consciousness is in control? Like, kind of like a simulation, a computer simulation where you can change the rules? I don't know.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and I think that, that was me. That was not a ghost.
Damn it.
That was my foot.
We haven't had any ghost activity in the house for a while.
That's good.
Ish.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just keeps things lively.
Maybe it's one of those things that's going to come, it's building its strength. Need some TVs with some static.
Some TV static.
Yeah.
I'm so interested to try that.
Yeah, I think that it is very possible, and I think that since it's such a unpredictable thing, to know like it doesn't happen every single night to most people. Mm-hmm. So that would be like a hard thing to try to study as a doctor, possibly.
Well, even the people who have that sensation, like, I'm going to have SP tonight, could you like psych yourself out, like, I'm going to make this SP my bitch tonight. Yeah. I'm going to be in control. I'm going to change the narrative.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have to find somebody who has it regularly enough to kind of experiment with, if somebody was willing to let me do that.
Right.
Because I'm a doctor. I got to figure this shit out.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Like, how could you actually study it in a real, like, a space where you can set up an experiment and test it and either prove something that happens or some way to combat what's happening, mm-hmm. without having control of, like, knowing that it is going to happen beforehand, you know?
Yeah, I think the first step would be to find like a group of test subjects who are willing to essentially sleep in a lab for fucking 6 months, mm-hmm. where you could actually study it and hook them up to brain scans and things like that. Maybe just pop that Neuralink right into their brain.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Elon. And get Elon on the horn.
Let me go through my notes real quick. Sorry, Chet's notes. Because there was some other shit there that I wanted to bounce on.
Bounce on it. Fucking bounce on it. Yeah, I think that if I had something that was reoccurring like that, sleep paralysis, first thing that I would want to do is set up some equipment in my room to, like, video myself sleeping. That way, like, when it does happen, I can see what's, like, look at a videotape and say, oh, okay, convince myself that there's actually nothing there and I'm just having this, which I have seen videos online of people's videos of them, like, recording themselves sleeping during a sleep paralysis episode.
Well, I mean, I think you could prove or disprove if it's happening in this reality on this plane with not just recording devices but also other technology. You know, a lot of ghost hunting equipment like temperature sensors all over the room, EMF detectors everywhere,
Yeah.
like creating basically an entire field of measurement for the room you're in.
Right.
Maybe even like a geophone, you know, to where you lay them out on the floor to where you can detect movement in the room, shit like that.
Mm.
But you would have to do this consistently,
Yeah.
over and over and over.
Just to catch yourself in one of those moments of having sleep paralysis.
Yeah. But I wonder how much that would inform on itself. Like, let's say you set up this crazy tool array that can pick up everything, multiple cameras, and then you have sleep paralysis. You have this like crazy episode. Go back, look at the footage, look at like everything that happened with the tooling, and you find nothing. How much of that would make you go, it's all in my mind? It didn't physically happen on this plane, so it all has to be in here.
Yeah.
And then how much strength and conviction do you have at that point to go, if it's in my head? So the next time you have an episode, you go, no, this is just my mind playing tricks on me.
Yeah.
This is my neurons misfiring.
Yeah.
Could that be the key to solving it?
Could.
Potentially.
I think maybe that's what doctors do is, you know, solve problems. We come up with this fucking diagnosis.
We got a solution. Again, here's a note. Does learning about Hatman increase the likelihood that someone subsequently sees him? That's the same question on the opposite end. If you know more about it and you know more people are suffering from it and seeing the same thing, are you more likely to have more sleep paralysis?
Maybe in that documentary it does talk about how people started having sleep paralysis after hearing somebody else's story about having sleep paralysis, like soon after. So is that like a paranormal STD, like a sleeping disorder, sleeping transmitted disease?
Paranormal STD. Well, I already think that's kind of a thing. Because we saw it with like Timmy.
Yeah.
Remember? So he did the episode and then suddenly after that strange shit's happening in your house and then things picked up over here.
I think that's like the hitchhiker effect type thing. Like he's bringing a certain energy that is possibly attached to him everywhere he goes.
I really think there is with him. But is that something paranormal, or is it just because his consciousness vibrates at a totally different frequency?
Yeah. Is it really just you have such a powerful output of a frequency that is going to manipulate things around you everywhere you go? Like it's going to manipulate all the energy as you move through this space of like different energy fields everywhere you go, and it's going to interact with you. Or your energy is such a high output that it's affecting different things around you everywhere you go.
Yeah, and if we are all containers for consciousness, like not every container is the same. You think about like these two cans right here, right? So this one is shorter and chunkier, and this one is taller and slimmer. So if you put both of these in the fridge at the same time with the same liquid, this one is going to get colder faster because there's less density to travel through to cool off the liquid, versus this one in the middle is still going to be a little bit warmer. Mm-hmm. It's the same principle with people, where one container may have different capabilities than another.
Yeah.
Different size containers, different like operating functions, kind of thing. I mean, same concept.
Yeah. Very interesting.
I'm going to have to ask Timmy if he has sleep paralysis.
I want to say he has said that he did. He's had it before. I'll have to go back and listen to that episode again. That's a great episode too.
Oh man, that one was so good.
I think it was 2 parts, yeah.
No, it was just really long.
Oh, it was like 4 hours long.
It was like 3.5 or 4 hours or something like that. But
great episode.
That one was just like, I remember barely even talking during that one.
Yeah.
I was just taking in all the stories.
Yeah.
And him and I have talked since, and it's like more things have happened with him.
Mm-hmm.
And now he kind of like questions things through the lens of how much is this paranormal and how much is it like my brother coming through kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been really interesting to follow up on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wonder if he has sleep paralysis.
We'll have to have him back and ask him on the episode.
You know what's crazy is after that episode came out, and because it was like the first episode, you know, a fair amount of people like tuned into it, and I had quite a few people come up and talk to me and be like, dude, I have sleep paralysis. Like Michelle was telling me she has it.
Yeah.
And I think she told me her wife gets it once in a while too. The amount of people who get it is pretty astounding. But again, I do think we all have had it, but not all of us remember.
So there is one incident on that the nightmare documentary,
Mm-hmm.
where this guy that suffers from sleep paralysis is talking about he has an episode, and basically he wakes up and he sees this like big fucking shadow, and it comes like he can't move or anything, and it's like walking towards him and like ends up like standing on his chest and is looking down and talking to him, and it's like this big huge shadow with red eyes, and is telling him, is like talking to him, like telling him to let him in, let him take over. Basically he's viewing this thing as a demon that's saying, let me into your body, or let me take your soul, or let me inhabit your body. And and finally he gets this thing off of him and able to wake up. And he wakes up, and then he's laying next to his girlfriend. His girlfriend like startles awake at the same time and says that she was having a dream, that she was laying there looking at him, and she was looking at she said it looked like a cat that was laying on top of him, but it was just this black shadow cat with red eyes that was talking to him, but it was speaking in a language that she didn't understand, and like they were talking back and forth. He was talking to the cat.
So they were having a shared sleep paralysis experience. Ooh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty undeniable.
Yeah.
Especially if this probably didn't happen, but especially if they both woke up and like went their separate ways and like recorded what they, you know, maybe did like a selfie video of, this is what I just dreamed about. I saw this cat. And simultaneously, this dude's like, yeah, this big dude was standing on me and he had red eyes. And then they just talked about it after.
All right.
That would have been so cool.
Yeah, that would have been so.
So I kind of wonder, like, again, if you're to set up all these tests, could you create that? Could you manufacture a shared SP experience?
Yeah, I don't know. You probably could if you had the people who are connected in the right way.
I mean, it stands to reason, because you think about the psionic sync-up thing that we do, where like we're both using the binaural beats in these haunted locations, and it kind of like psionically charges the room.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Yeah. With my experience with my wife, like it looked like to me I was seeing an interaction happening with her.
Mm-hmm.
When I woke her up, she said that she didn't know why I was waking her up. She didn't feel anything or wasn't having any crazy dreams, but she was physically reaching for something that I could physically see that she didn't know was happening.
Batteries and antennas.
Yeah.
Very possible.
So yeah, so the question of like, is it paranormal? could it be paranormal? I think that the possibility of it being a paranormal thing is there. I also think that like the power of the mind is very strong, and you can manipulate things with your mind for sure, and change your own perception of reality with how you view things, or your mind can create things for you to see. Mm-hmm. Just like with my daughter seeing aura before she's going to have a seizure, it's probably a chemical reaction happening in her brain that makes her vision different at that time.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement. It's on the outset, I said it, my position has changed because I used to think it was paranormal, but with there is a physiological explanation. Mm-hmm. I still think there is a physiological explanation. I just don't think it's cut and dry paranormal.
Yeah.
I think it is more of, like I said, a coding error within the system. Mm-hmm. But that could just be a coding error of your own mind. But wrapping it into other things that we've learned about with like shared consciousness or hallucinogenic factors, even being like so tired that you tend to hallucinate, and you can do that in your waking life. Mm-hmm. We with our schedule it happens all the time. So I don't think it's as cut and dry as like demons and ghosts and things like that. There's a more plausible explanation.
Yeah. Yeah, sleep doctors say that most people start to experience some level of psychosis at only 23 hours of not sleeping. Mm-hmm. And the longer you go, the heavier that psychosis gets. So you're definitely capable of seeing, having hallucinations while your body is awake.
Oh, yeah.
After, 30 hours, 40 hours of not sleeping.
It's happened to me many, many, many times.
Yeah.
So I think we can call it solved. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we solved something. If you don't know what it is that we solved, go back and listen to it again. It's in there.
I think we solved that there's experimentation to do.
Definitely. I think I really never found how much, I was looking into it, how deeply it's been studied from a point of view of looking at it as not just a disorder of sleep, but like something that might actually be happening. I couldn't find any actual studies that have been done.
Yeah, so if you suffer from sleep paralysis and you want to try to understand it, hit me up. We can do some experimentation.
Yeah.
I promise I won't probe you.
Okay.
Not while you're asleep anyway.
Yeah. But that's what I was looking for.
Damn. Stitch was like, let down.
Possibly.
I was gonna hit you up. So, yeah, doctor.
Doctor.
Later, Tater.
Bye.